Alright, so for those of you wondering about buying an NK guitar from Japan, from China, sorry. I actually just got mine today. Just to let you know, I got mine off eBay. This was a blue quilt. It cost me around $365. I do live in California, so just letting you know that if you buy this, it's probably going to take you about 12 to 13 days to get it. It'll ship to the US by SF Express. Then it'll be shipped to you by UPS. For the record, I hate UPS. Please don't ever use UPS. So, just to let you know, this thing comes packed in like this, apocalypse-proof foam here. It took me like 15 minutes to cut this thing out of it. There is no way in hell. Look how thick this foam is. If this guitar is ever going to get damaged during shipping. You'd find it at the bottom of the ocean before this thing gets torn apart. So let's go ahead. It comes in this gig bag. I have not seen this, so when I open this, it's going to be the first time I've seen this. The gig bag, it looks okay. It's got the little NK logo. It's not bad for what you get. Definitely not going to get like a hard case for it for $360. So let's take a look at this guitar. This was a headless NK, and I know there's another company called Grote, which I might try out later, but for now, I just wanted to see these little cheapo, these cheapo eBay guitars, because, there's so many guitars out there right now, the brand names, you're paying so much money just for the name. It's all wood and electronics, but what you're getting is usually the same thing. The Chinese people and Japanese, they're producing some pretty good stuff. So let's take a look at this. Alright, so this is definitely not what I saw on eBay. This quilt is not a real quilt. It's like a painted quilt. This is... Oh my god. Wow. It's like a matte finish. It wasn't even like polyurethane. And there's some weird black mark down here. I don't even know what that is, if I can get that out or not. The wood has like a funky smell to it. Like, if you buy anything from China, like plastic products, and it has that real strong plastic smell, that's kind of the smell that's coming from this, like industrial dye or something. The guitar is super light. I have a basswood guitar. It's about the same weight as a basswood guitar. And it is a headless. The neck is pretty good. I had talked to a few people about the neck, if it was a C shape or D shape, and I'm going to tell you, this one feels like in between a C and a D. It's not terribly thick. It's about the same as like if you have an ESP. I'd say it's in between a C and a D. But this quilt finish, it's definitely not like what you see in the picture. In the picture it's all glossy. It looks a lot deeper than this. Pickups, I guess they're like some R-Tech is what they're called. I'm really kind of pissed off that this little black mark, I'm not sure what this is. Let's see, the binding around the side, it looks okay. I don't see like any bleed through with the dye. Guitar is really light, it feels almost like a toy. Your battery, I guess these are active pickups, which I'm not really a big fan of. Usually get too much noise. With active pickups, you can see a little chip there. So, I have yet to try this. The neck feels pretty good. It's not like a real sticky laminated neck. It's actually kind of, feels really good, like a satin neck, like on an Ibanez. Just switches here. Pots feel good. I don't know about this corny wood top thing. It'd be cool if they made the tops look like the body, but I'm not going to complain about that. This is a 0 fret. So the action now is really low. The action feels super low. I don't hear any buzzing. Hoping this thing intonates. But that's the NK. If you're looking to buy this off eBay, just be aware that this quilting does not look like an actual quilting. it's like, oh my god. Oh well. I'm not gonna dwell on the fact that the quilting looks like shit. It is not a true interpretation of an actual quilting. Maybe if I put it in the sunlight, it'll look different. But I'm not gonna dwell on that. So I'm gonna plug this in and try it, see how it plays. I'm gonna set it up. The back looks like maple. I'm not sure, but we'll check it out. All right, we're back. So after about an hour of playing this guitar, I have to say that there are a lot of pros and cons to this guitar. First of all, you know, we have to accept the fact that this guitar was $360. You know, this is not a $500 guitar. It's not a $1,000 guitar. You know, it's $360 done. So once we set the baseline that, you know, we have to expect it's not going to be perfect out of the box for that much money. After playing it, I do have to say that there are some pros and cons. But I'm just going to say that for the most part, any of the cons that I list are things that can be fixed. They're kind of minor. Nothing right now that after I play the guitar makes me want to send it back or, you know, contact the seller and yell at him or anything like that. You know, for the most part, it's a pretty damn good guitar for the price. So as far as the cons go, I don't like the fact that it did have this little mark down there. I think that's a Sharpie. Maybe someone marked on it before they left or something. I can just either cover that up or try to sand it out or something. That's the con. Obviously, another con is the quilting. I think the way it looks is not great, but one of the reasons is they didn't polyurethane it. And when you polyurethane a quilt, it magnifies it and gives it more depth. One thing they should have done also is I can tell when they sanded it and they went to stain it with a quilt, to get a good depth out of a quilt, you need to stain it black and then stain it blue. Then you get a good difference between colors, because when your quilt turns out white like this and you have white in it, you didn't stain it black, so you're not getting depth. Plus, like I said, it's a matte finish. Again, trivial. I'm not going to complain about it. Another thing that I didn't really like about it was the fact that these knobs here, but again, one complaint that I found, which is minor, when you plug the guitar in here, right here in the back, if you're sitting down and you have an input, like one that just goes like straight in here and then the cord comes straight out, this is going to be digging into your leg, because your tendency is to sit the guitar on like your left leg here, and then this is going to stick out and it's going to dig into like your right leg, the inner thigh of your right leg. So if you have a guitar cord, you want to get one that's like a 90-degree angle that goes in and then immediately goes straight down. So be aware of that. One thing that's kind of annoying is these tuners, when you go and try to tune it, they're real close together, and if your hands are kind of sweaty, it's kind of a pain in the ass to turn them. I did see one that has notches in it. This one doesn't, so I guess just gotta deal with it. Not a big deal. When I first plugged the guitar in and I was playing it, I have a Behringer V-Amp 3, and I had it on a metal setting, and it just sounded awful. There was like no gain, no distortion at all. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I had made the assumption that they had shipped this guitar with a battery in it, and they didn't. So I had to go dig out a 9-volt and put it in there. And I tell you, once I put that 9-volt in, this guitar came alive. I mean, the distortion sounds really good. I mean, really good. And I know that these are probably some cheapo pickups, but for these pickups being some off name or some brand I don't even know if, they sound very good. I mean, I'm going to upload a video of me playing it through a lot of different settings so you guys can check it out. as far as the cons go, that's all. The pros, like I said, the pickups are awesome. The neck is really, for me, the selling point. This neck is super fast. The action is really low because of the 0 fret. I don't know what gauge strings these are. Just by trying to feel it, I would say these are probably 9s, maybe 8s, 9 to 42. I would keep these because I usually play 9 to 42 anyway. But this neck, this really is where it makes up for itself, because, you know, all the other things, the stupid quilt, the input jack, the mark, those are all secondary. It doesn't affect the playing of the guitar. And that's why I really like this guitar, is because it plays really good. I mean, the neck is just the whole selling point for me. And the fact that the pickups are pretty decent. Distorted and clean channels are good. Switch is pretty cool. You know, all the way down is this bridge pickup. This one is the 2, and then this one is the neck pickup. And they're all pretty good. But that's all I really have to say about this guitar. I haven't really had enough time to play through like everything. I need to intonate it. I just plugged it in and started playing it and tuned it. For what I could gather from tuning it and listening, I think the intonation is going to be okay. But for the most part, guys, that's my conclusion. For $360, it's not bad. I am going to try to get a Groat later and see if there's a difference, but I don't really like the trims on those. I don't like that black trim, and you have to use this stupid little tool that goes in there and wind it around. That's kind of silly. But if you want my opinion, if you're looking at this guitar on eBay or a similar one from NK, and you know you got $300 laying around and you want to try something, or maybe you're on a budget and you can't afford, you know, like some Strandberg. Obviously this looks like a Strandberg. You know, give it a shot. I like it. I think the neck's pretty awesome. I might do something later, sand and restain this quilt to see if I can make it look better. For the most part, though, I really like it. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below, and see you out there.